In 1851, the black abolitionist and former slave Sojourner Truth spoke to a gathering of feminists in Akron, Ohio. The spontaneous speech, only a few minutes long, was a landmark moment in feminist and abolitionist history.
Well, children, where there is so much racket, there must be something out of kilter. I think that twixt the Negroes of the South and the women at the North all talking about rights, the white man gonna be in a fix pretty soon. But what's all this here talking about? That man over there says that women need to be helped into carriages, and lifted over ditches, and to have the best place everywhere. Nobody ever helps me into carriages, or over mud puddles, or gives me any best place. And ain't I a woman? Look at me. Look at my arm. I have plowed and planted and gathered into barns, and no man could head me. And ain't I a woman? I could work as much and eat as much as any man when I could get it. And I could bear the lash as well. And ain't I a woman? I have borne 13 children, seen most sold off into slavery. And when I cried out with a mother's grief, none but Jesus heard me. And ain't I a woman? And they talk about this thing in the head. What is it they call it? Oh, that's right, yeah, intellect. That's it, honey. Well, what's that got to do with women's rights and Negroes' rights? If my cup won't hold but a pint and yours holds a quart, wouldn't you be mean not to let me have my little half measure full? That man in the back there, he says women can't have as much rights as men because Christ wasn't a woman. Well, where did your Christ come from? Where did your Christ come from? He came from God and a woman. Man didn't have nothing to do with it. If the first woman God ever made was strong enough to turn the world upside down all alone, well, these women here together ought to be able to turn it back and get it right side up again. And they asking to do it. The men better let them.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakurash. Yahweh being the true powerful name of the Heavenly Father, which means He is. Yahweh Shai being the true name of His only begotten Son, which means He saves, the one who people in this world ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Rakaf meaning holy, Quadash meaning spirit. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, along with the bishops, regional heads, and elders who rule well. And salutations of much love, the rest of you sincere Akim, pushing the word in truth and sincerity. It's the cleric Azar coming to you with another lesson. I'm coming through the spirit of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Oh boy, man, this is so interesting. I always start my lesson. Sometimes I go in, I do some research first. I mean, we should, so you can know what you're talking about. Really, I was going to start this lesson was really going to be about the start of feminism. I came across Sojourner Truth and her particular role in it, and so I had to go into my library to see what kind of information that I had on it, and it's quite interesting what I found. But once I found the name Sojourner Truth, what I did was I went in on YouTube and I went ahead and pulled up this particular speech, because a friend of mine a while back, over 20 years ago, gave me this book called A People's History of the United States, 1492 to present, and it's authored by Howard Zinn, and basically on page 121 as well as 122. Well, let me first go into this speech, so in case anybody has any questions here, make sure I get this out. And I tell you what, back when I was in the world, I didn't mind when women spoke about the scriptures, and I wasn't in the truth, so I didn't mind. I remember one time a woman came into our church back when I was going to church over 30 years ago, and this one lady was like, "Oh, of course, women are supposed to be equal to men. That's why that's why the Most High took the rib from man, because he wanted the woman to be on the side of the man, not behind her." I was like, "Oh my goodness!" I was like, "If the Most High wanted the woman to be behind the man, he should have taken from the tailbone." Like, just this folly and foolishness that this woman comes up with is unbelievable. And I remember I can't front when I heard that I took it hook, line, and sinker. It made sense to me. But as I tell you, when you give this woman too much liberty, boy, all hell breaks loose. Okay, and I think we know that by now. It's hard to believe this particular speech was written over 173 years ago. Okay, and you see how they picked Kerry Washington, the same actress that was all hooked up with that Scandal television series mess. And I mean, Jake women used to love that series, boy. Oh my goodness, that's a story. That's a lesson for another day. But just when you listen to this speech, I'm not sure how Sojourner Truth actually delivered it, but the way Kerry Washington delivered it, oh man, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how she spoke as well. But just listen to that one part where she was talking about being helped into a carriage. Like, wow, like women weren't in 1850. You had a problem, like, and here you are. She was born a slave. And here you go, talk about you don't even like being helped into a carriage. Like, wow, like you've really been brought down really low, you so-called black women. Like, wow, this is 1850 and you guys are saying this? Surprised what you guys are saying around 1950. This is around time, my parents were being born and stuff. So a lot of things have been happening. And but this whole feminist stuff goes back a little farther. And in fact, I still may come out with some more videos about this. But then she had the nerve to go bring up the virgin birth, which if you read the scriptures, you're going to find specifically in the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, that and Yahushua could back this up too, that he came from the seed of David, and David was an ancestor of his father Joseph. So there's no holy what is it called? Holy oh man, Immaculate Conception. I had to think of the Madonna album for a second. I was like, oh boy, I was like, I forget what it was called. Yeah, because got so far away from it. But yeah, there was no Immaculate Conception. God wasn't just dealing with Mary. God was dealing with the parents. All right, because Joseph definitely slept with Mary. Okay, and Yahushua, the one you English call Jesus Christ, did come from the seed of Joseph. Okay, and then she goes in and she starts mentioning the whole Adam and Eve thing and how strong Eve was. Eve was not strong. Eve was quite weak. She had the rules, and as a matter of fact, the Bible said that Eve was in transgression. In fact, I'm gonna get that. I'm glad I got it all queued up. But this is what happens when a woman is given too much liberty. All right, because let me read this out of this book called The People's History of the United States, 1492 to the present, authored by Howard Zinn. And on page 121, it goes into, at the end here, it goes, announcement was put in the Seneca County Courier calling for a meeting to discuss the rights of women. The 19th and 20th of July, 300 women and some men came. A declaration of principles was signed at the end of the meeting by 68 women and 32 men. It made use of the language and rhythm of the Declaration of Independence. All right. I'm not going to read this to you, but after this particular, you can look it up if you want. But I'm going to go into what happened. It says, then came the list of grievances. Look at this. No right to vote, no right to her wages or to property, no rights in divorce cases. Okay. Now, eventually it goes into no equal opportunity in employment or no interest in colleges. But one thing that was so interesting is, it said no right to property or no rights in divorce cases. Now, look at what happened within the last 20 years with the amount of, you can Google this, there's more women that file for divorce than men. So this woman was given liberty to have divorce rights, and she took it. She went overboard with it. I think it's 70 to 80% of women file for divorce. Because these women are, they make their decisions based on emotions. All right. There's a ton of videos on YouTube right now are women that divorced their men and said, what was I thinking? There's some women that are living in cars. Some women that thought the dating market was the best thing out there. It's not as good as they thought it was. All right. But let's go into the book of Apocrypha. I'm just going to back that up. Let's go into Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 26, verse 10, and it reads as such: If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Okay, see that? She's abused herself. So it's gotten to the point now where look what's going to happen within the next 4 years. Just here in America alone, over 50% of the women are going to be childless and single. Like, wow, so this is what feminism got you. All right. But you women are going to really feel it when all hell breaks loose and Jacob's trouble sparks off. Let's go into the book of Isaiah, chapter 32. And we're going to read verse 9. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9. It reads as such: Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Yeah, you're at ease now. You women got to, you guys got it good right now. A lot of government assistance and so forth. And you take the man for child support and so forth, and get yourself another man and get him for child support and so forth. And, forget about raising a family. It's all about, just making money. Let me read on. Isaiah 32, verse 9, Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail. The gathering shall not come. And that's talking about these, not only the benefits, but these jobs and so forth that are out there for you guys. You guys fought for them. You had them. And you look at all the videos on YouTube now, how women don't even want to work anymore. They just want to sit at home and be women. All right. And I'm not sure what word it is, if it's woman, lady, or female. But what are those definitions is insubordinate or servant. Okay. And that's what this woman was designed to do. When you look back at the book of Genesis, the woman was made to be the man's helpmeet. Okay. All right, to be serving the man, okay? And let's see where we're at here. Go back to my notes here. Okay. Isaiah 32, verse 11, and it speaks as such, reads as such. Verse 11, Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. Okay, so we're going to be coming into a time when women are going to really be humbled, and they're going to realize that they actually do need a man. All right. And if you do a little research on Sojourner Truth, she actually was a recruiter for men for the Union Army. Okay. You look that up. Let's see what else I have here in this book. I didn't know that. But this feminism stuff goes back really far. And it was really, really embarrassing here. But, hey, when you learn, the truth, it becomes kind of vexing. Let's see. All right. And it's interesting, too, that this particular speech, you can find it actually recited by different people online. But yeah, this is the world we're living in here. But the New Testament also brings out instructions to the women as well. And we're going to go into 1 Timothy chapter 2. We're going to read verse 9, because these women are not shamefaced. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9 reads as such: In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but with good works, which become the women professing godlessness. Verse 11, Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. Verse 12, But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Okay, so she's not supposed to be over a man. Okay, she's not supposed to be teaching either. Okay, verse 13, For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And I was trying to bring this out earlier through the Spirit, the water that I had this queued up here. Verse 14, And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. So the woman was first deceived, and then she brought it to Adam. Okay. Verse 15, Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. Okay, so yeah, these women are supposed to be, one, listening to her man and subject to their husband. What does the Bible say? I see a new thing in the earth. A woman shall encompass a man. That's what we're seeing nowadays. Well, as a result of all this foolishness. But ultimately, it wasn't Eve. It was actually Eve that bought it. And when I say Eve, I'm talking about the Jake women of the past. But it was ultimately the Most High that said it in this particular way. But when you go into the book of Proverbs 31, verse 3, it says, Give not thy strength unto women, okay, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. So this is what? This is another reason why this kingdom's falling. All right, because when we're put in certain positions, there ain't no business being put in. Okay, and hey, in the kingdom of heaven, it's not going to be as such. It's going to be put back in order. Okay. In fact, I make title of this lesson: "You women are going to know order, in the kingdom." Okay, because all this stuff before, you were fed lies and deceit, and you're gonna find out why you were fed those things, because the Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, never had your best interest at heart. Okay, but I'm gonna end it on this. I just wanted to share that. I was just researching feminism. I came across Sojourner Truth, and I didn't know her role in it, and how it went back that far. And just listening to that speech, I was like, oh man, I probably wouldn't mount that speech when I was in the world, but now that I'm in the truth, I was like, oh man, it almost seemed like everything that came out of her mouth just stunk. All right, but I just wanted to share that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, who gives me the strength and the spirit to continue to strive and endure in these last days. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and on to the next video.